Hi, let's discuss classification of bottom-up parser. Mainly bottom-up parser can be divided into two types. One is operator precedency parser, another is LR parser. LR parser is again of two types according to LR0 item and LR1 item. According to LR0 item, it is LR0 and SLR1. According to LR1 item, it is CLR1 and LR1. I will discuss all the parser in detail. Shift reduce parser, that is a general type of bottom-up parser. You can say all operator precedency parser, LR parser, all are shift reduce parser. And bottom parser is of two types. One is operator precedency parser and another is LR parser. First, I will discuss operator precedency parser. You can say an efficient way of constructing shift reduce parser is operator precedency parser. I already discussed how to do shift reduce parsing. Just go through the previous lecture. We can do operator precedency parsing only on operator grammar. We cannot do in other grammar. So what is operator grammar? The grammar in which there is no epsilon production and no two adjacent non-terminal, then it is a operator grammar. There should not be epsilon production like A derive epsilon, and two variables should not be together like S derive AB. These two are not operator grammar. Let's take an example. A derive E A E or start bracket E end bracket or minus E or ID. A derive plus minus multiplication division and power. This is not a operator grammar as three non-terminal are together. E, A, E. Due to this, it is not a operator grammar. So we can rewrite this as operator grammar. We can replace A production here. Like E can derive E plus E, E minus E, E multiplication E, E division E, E power E, then minus E and ID. This is the operator grammar. Here there is no epsilon production and no two non-terminal are together. Here this is a non-terminal, this is a terminal, this is a non-terminal. So in between every two variable there is a terminal. This is the operator grammar. Even a grammar like this, S derived SAS, that is also a operator grammar. This is a non-terminal, this is a terminal, this is a non-terminal. If there is no epsilon production and no two adjacent are non-terminal, then this is a operator grammar. But generally we use operator grammar as a grammar with arithmetic operator. And operator grammar can be ambiguous or unambiguous. In operator grammar, every terminal is operator like plus, minus, multiplication, then division, power. All these are terminal and all these are operator. We use only terminal for operator precedency grammar. We don't use any non-terminal. Operator grammar work on precedency and associativity property. I already discussed what is precedency and associativity property during the ambiguous to unambiguous conversation. Power have higher precedency, then multiplication and division, then plus minus. And dollar have lowest precedency than all and ID have highest precedency. Or suppose any bracket, start bracket have higher precedency while end bracket have lower precedency. Plus minus, these are left associative, multiplication division, these are left associative, power, this is right associative. ID bracket, dollar, end bracket, these are, they don't have any associativity. The operator grammar on which we can do operator precedency parsing is called as operator precedency grammar. Then operator precedency relation, there are three relations, either it will be less than, it will be equal or it will be greater than. So there will be dot symbol after less than and there will be dot symbol before greater than. A less than B means B have higher precedency over A. So B will reduce before A. A equal to B means both have same precedency. If both have same precedency, then we will reduce according to associativity. If it is left associative, then left operator will reduce first. If it is right associative, then right operator will reduce first. If A greater than B means A have higher precedency than B, so A will reduce before B. Next rule for constructing parsing table, let theta 1 and theta 2 be two operator. If theta 1 has higher precedency than theta 2, you can write theta 1 is greater than theta 2, or you can write theta 2 is less than theta 1. We'll make a table like this. Suppose here theta 1 and here theta 2, and theta 1 has higher precedency, then there will be greater than symbol. Suppose there is a theta 2 and there is a theta 1, then there will be a less than symbol. Then second rule, if both have equal precedency, then theta 1 will be greater than theta 2 or theta 2 will be greater than theta 1 if operator are left associative, and theta 1 will be less than theta 2 and theta 2 will be less than theta 1 if it is right associative. Suppose there is a table like this, there is theta 1, theta 2 and here is theta 1 and here is theta 2, and it is saying it is a left associative, then theta 1 will be greater than theta 2 and theta 2 will be greater than theta 1, as we are making relation from first column with first row. So I am making relation theta 1, then theta 1, theta 2, theta 2, theta 1. If it is right associative, then theta 1 will be less than theta 2 and theta 2 will be less than theta 1. As we are making relation first column with first row. ID have higher precedency, then power is right associative, then multiplication and division both are left associative, then plus and minus both are left associative, then dollar. Highest precedence is ID and start bracket, then is power, then is multiplication and division, then is plus, minus, then is dollar and end bracket. This is right associative, this is left associative, this is left associative. For this and for this there is no associativity. In next lecture, I will discuss operator precedence parsing algorithm with the example. If this video is helpful for you, please like and subscribe. Thank you.